So I read this book called Atomic Habits, and I'm too broke to actually afford the book, so I'll link the free audiobook that I listened to in the description down below. But this book basically talked about how to build effective habits that could change your life. It mentioned the idea of Keystone habits. According to Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit, a Keystone habit is defined as small changes or habits that people introduce into their routines that unintentionally carry over into other aspects of their lives. Through experience, we all probably know that changing one thing isn't going to change your whole entire life, but just by changing the one right thing, that can create a snowball effect which can drastically change everything we do. For example, if you start working out more, you may think that you're just doing it to work out, but in reality, it's making your sleep better, it's making you eat better. Let me go more in depth. They were talking about this in the book Atomic Habits, but I've noticed this even in my own life. Like when I started working out more, I started sleeping better, mostly because just through scientific research, if you work out, you get better sleep. I also started eating better because when you go to the gym and you work out and you put in the hard work, a lot of the times we don't want to waste all that hard work you put in at the gym. So, if we have to choose between maybe a cookie or an apple, and then we just think back to the time we were at the gym, we're like, I don't want to waste those 2 hours that I was in the gym. I'm going to eat the apple instead so that my gains don't go away. Also, just through research, we know that working out gives you more energy. So maybe you started out, just to work out to look better, but now you're getting better sleep, you're eating better, and you have a lot more energy. So we're trying to look for things like working out that we can start doing that can have a major snowball effect in other areas of our life, which is why I've compiled a list of Keystone habits that I think you should add into your life. So obviously number one would be working out, but we just talked about a lot of things there. If you're not working out already, you should get into it. But another Keystone habit you can add into your life is reading more. And maybe not necessarily reading, just listening. I've been blessed with being antisocial, and that has changed my life because instead of going out to parties, instead of, hanging out with friends, I sit at home and I read books, I listened to podcasts, and I just took in as much information as possible that was out there on the internet for me. So when I say you should read more, I'm not talking about necessarily reading books because I don't even remember the last time I've read a book, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of informational YouTube videos. So listening and gaining more knowledge should be something you do on the daily. First of all, you get more knowledge, just it expands your brain, and if it's a very specific thing you're reading about, you get practical knowledge on that subject. It makes your attention span longer. Like, we have fish brains today. Like, everything's so fast, 15-second videos on TikTok. A lot of us don't even have the willpower to, sit down and listen to a 5-hour audiobook, and that's kind of scary. It improves your brain connectivity. And this is just some stuff I looked up on Google. Like, increase your vocabulary and comprehension, empowers you to empathize. I can't even read. I'm reading off Google, bro. I can't even say my words right. Empowers you to empathize with other people, aids in sleep readiness, reduces stress, lower blood pressure and heart rate, fights depression symptoms, prevents cognitive decline in your age. Yeah, Google, thank you for that. But if you're not reading or consuming some sort of knowledge already, you should be doing it. Just find a podcast that interests you, and if you get halfway through and you're like, this is boring, find another podcast, find an audiobook. Actually, at the end of this video, I'll link a video that I made talking about my top 5 books to read, so check that out if you're interested in that. But on to the next Keystone habit that you can add into your life. It is to start a side hustle. When you start a side hustle, you get better at saving money, you learn about running a business, you learn about entrepreneurship. Like, it teaches you about business and money. It's very crucial to know in this day and age. And I think the most important thing of entrepreneurship is it teaches you the very, very important lesson of failure. If you start a side hustle and you fail, it's really just gonna show you at a young age, or however old you are watching this, how you can react to failure and whether or not you persevere. So it teaches you a lot about yourself. And also, if it does work out, you can make a lot of money, and in the future you can free up a lot of your time. Eventually your side hustle will become your main hustle. You'll be overall happier too, especially if your side hustle is based around your passion. I've had a lot of side hustles in the past where I did them just to make money. For example, I had a vending machine business, or I had an eBay reselling business, but none of that stuff was my passion. It was simply monetary. Now my side hustles that I'm passionate about is, stuff like Makai Gaming and Makai Strength, because I'm in love with fitness and gaming, so I'm just doing those things on the side, and eventually it'll make me more money than, my main hustles. Another Keystone habit you can add into your life is meditation. You can really do this however you want, but my favorite type of meditation is the Wim Hof breathing technique. You can look it up on YouTube. It's like a 10-minute guided breathing session, or I did the advanced one though. It was like 20-something minutes, but you know, you may not be on my level yet. But Wim Hof, there's a lot of science behind him. You can look him up. The Iceman, you know, did some crazy stuff. Like, I don't know, I'll throw up some screenshots about the things he's done. But it's just really good to meditate. A different type of meditation, I guess. Taking cold showers, like you have to be in the right mental space to do that. I took cold showers for 6 months straight, and you know, maybe I didn't meditate during that time, but I felt like a cold shower was meditation because I literally had to be in there and I had to have my mind clear to be able to endure it for like the 3 to 5 minutes that I took cold showers. But a simple Google search tells me that meditating increases your emotional balance, reduces stress, increased focus, reduce pain, reduce anxiety, increase your creativity, reduce depression, and increases your memory. Now, the final Keystone habit that you should add into your life is scheduling your days. So this is just something super practical you guys can do. Follow along with me. But in my notes tab, I basically write every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday. And what you want to do is just type out the things that you repeatedly do every single day of the week. So like every single day I'm going to be doing, you know, this social media stuff. I'm going to be doing a workout of some sort. I'm going to, you know, doing some side hustle stuff, going to do filming, you know, all the stuff that I do repeatedly on a weekly basis. And then what you do is you want to go ahead and copy all of this, and then you want to go into your text messages. Now that you're in your text messages, you want to go ahead and basically paste that thing from your notes. And every Sunday, you're going to want to do this, and you basically just want to think about what's going on, you know, over the next week. So maybe let's say Monday I have a doctor's appointment. We're going to add in doctors at 3 o'clock or something like that. And then on Tuesday, I have a meeting or something. Meeting at 5. Say Wednesday, I have to go to school or something. I don't know. School at 7 a.m. Basically, you want to do this to eliminate decision fatigue. So write out your whole week, schedule out everything, and this will help you because making decisions is really hard. It drains our energy. What will make us most efficient is if we just wake up, look at our phone, see what we texted ourselves that Sunday night, and basically just see what we have to get done. Our body will go into autopilot and just do all those things. It takes a lot of energy to decide what we're going to do, and if we wake up with no schedule, most of our energy for that day is going to be wasted on figuring out what to do. So it's better to just spend a little bit of energy on a Sunday night to figure out what you're going to do over the course of the whole week, so that you can just wake up and go right into autopilot, get all those things done so that you have more free time in the rest of the day to do whatever it is you want to do. But seriously, by scheduling things out, you're going to be more efficient. You're going to get the things done that you need to get done. You're just going to be overall happier. You're going to have a lot more energy because you're not going to be wasting the energy trying to figure out what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And you're going to have a lot more free time if done correctly. I said free dime. Dimes ain't free, baby. But you're going to have a lot more free time because you'll be getting the things done that you actually need to get done. So you'll have a lot of time left over to do whatever it is you want to do. And a good way to start these habits is by adding them to something that you already do routinely, like it said in the Atomic Habits book. You see, for the past 2 years, I've always talked about how I wanted to start stretching or do yoga, but I never actually got around to doing it. It wasn't until after I read this book and finally learned to tell myself that after every single time I work out, I will spend 5 minutes stretching. You see, I added the new habit of stretching and I attached it to something that I was already routinely doing, which is working out. And I've been stretching ever since. So now every time I work out, I just think, wow, okay, I gotta stretch after this. So start adding these new habits to something that you are already currently doing. But if you enjoy these self-improvement videos, please go ahead and subscribe down below. To the left of me are some of the top, I don't know how many books that I recommend. Check those out. But my name is Austyn Hustles. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm out later.